Now, hey, we are talking about wool constantly, aren't we, on Sarah's Country? What to do with the price of strong wool. This farm fleece to home floor concept and initiative is something I'm extremely excited about the opportunity, whereby people are getting a lot more innovative about their own homegrown wool entering into their own homesteads. This is the concept of carpeting your own homestead, and also too where that can lead to in terms of storytelling as well. Sheep farmer Eric Laurenson is in this week's Farmers Weekly and joins us now on the phone. Evening, Eric. How are you, Eric?
Good, thank you, Sarah. How are you?
Good. Now, I'm hoping you heard me there. You're farming on 170 hectares in Fairlie, and I know you're calling us from Inequity Farming Property in the Sticks in Central Otago. You must be extremely passionate, especially being a classer, about the quality of wool.
Yes. I've had a passion for wool all my life. It was instilled to me by my father. Brought up on a fine wool farm with a half-bred stud. So we used to show a few fleeces at the local show, and just been interested in wool most of my life.
Absolutely. It must be heartbreaking to see the demise when it comes to the differentiation of wool types and where it's going from a brand perspective over all of these decades, especially from your father's generation. What's your thoughts on what we need to do? I mean, I know it's a long time. We've only got a few minutes, but to solve that problem.
Crikey, give me an easy question. Yeah, I mean, here on this farm, the wool check used to be the biggest part of the income, and sadly that's not so anymore. So she's a bit of a tough gig at the moment, growing wool, and especially this year as well, when even our fine wool prices have been sort of cut in half. But I guess it goes, we just lost a woolen industry in New Zealand. I'm probably showing my age, but when I was a bit younger, there used to be a woolen industry in New Zealand, and it's just not there anymore. And so, it all got taken off overseas to some of the other third world countries where costs of labour were cheaper, and it's just gone. How to fix it? Crikey dicks.
There's a few...
Up to me, I'd have a lot of ads on TV at premium showtime showing synthetics versus wool. Probably not the done thing, but like, put them up in flames, or try and put them up in flames at the same time. And there are things on TV, on YouTube you can watch. And how anybody can put synthetic and plastic carpets in their houses after they watch that just defies logic.
Yeah.
It's not the fire that kills you, it's the fumes. And to see what happens in those things, it just defies logic.
Okay, so you were in a position, Eric, to replace carpet, 50-year-old carpet in the homestead. What led you to think, hang on a minute, rather than just going and buying any old wool carpet, I might investigate the initiative to use my own wool in the process of carpeting my home?
I think, we've been producing good quality wool and gets rolled out the door on a truck and it goes away, and you never really know what happens to it. I got involved with a bit of a wool initiative and got some wool into a contract that was made into jerseys, and to put those on your back, and I've still got it. She's looking a bit tattered now, but it was really something to wear your own wool. And so when I thought of carpeting the house, I thought, well, why not use my own carpet? Why roll it out the door and someone else get the use of what I've produced? So sort of born out of necessity. As I said, the house, the carpet's over 50 years old. So why not use my wool in the carpet? And so, it went from there.
And this was an alliance with New Zealand Yarn, who handled the whole process. Can you talk other sheep farmers who may think this is a fantastic idea through the process and how they can do that as well?
Yeah. We'll have a bit of time up your sleeve for a start off because it took a year. But I just used my 8-month second shear wool. So I only use my body wool because, again, I guess if we go back to why I think wool isn't popular anymore, was a lot of short wool was being blended into yarn, and some of the carpets that were made out of these yarns failed, and so people went off carpet. So, I mean, blending, don't get me going on blending. It's not something I'm a fan of. So I put my body wool into the carpet. We use about 9 bales, and it will do about 3 average size houses. So we scout it, then sent it to New Yarn in Christchurch, and they spun it, dyed it. And probably the saddest part for me is that the wool then had to be sent to Australia to be made into a carpet. I'd just love to be made into New Zealand, but I guess it's a partnership that New Yarn have with Prestige Carpets in Australia. And there it was made into carpet, and it's come back, and it's been cut for the house that's going to go in, yet to be laid. But that's hopefully going to happen in the next couple of weeks.
I am really interested in terms of 50-year-old carpet and how it wore.
Well, it wore not too bad. They were in the bedroom, so it's not the real heavy traffic area of your hallway and lounge. Yeah. But you can still see the pattern in it, put it that
way. and the stories it could tell as well, Eric.
Yeah, we won't go there.
Hey, before you go, Eric, you are a classer. I grew up, my father also got off-farm income from classing as well. And so appreciate that. My cousin has also gone into classing and loves it, as well as getting around and seeing what's happening on other properties. When it comes to a range of micron, what are you seeing out there in terms of the appreciation of fleece quality and the enthusiasm for it across the micron spectrum?
It's a bit sad actually to see what's happened in the strong wool. A lot of farmers, I think, have lost interest, and you can see why. I mean, out of the rest of their lifetime, they're going to make more money out of meat and wool. So, you know, there's been other genetics used and the crossbreeding and composites that are running around the place. And they have in no way helped the quality of the strong wool clip in New Zealand at all. So there's not the shed prep going on that there used to be. It's sad to see. They've sort of decided that there's not the money to be made, and there's not. But crikey, if you take, you know, if you don't strive for quality, I mean, they can't complain about the price of wool if they're not doing anything about it. How many farmers can honestly say that they've tried to improve their wool quality in the last 30 years? They've done it all. And so I guess in some ways we only have some farmers have themselves to blame because they have created the problem themselves with what they've done with their breeding.
Yeah, there's only one man I think can argue that, Alistair Campbell. And for those in the wool industry will understand exactly what I mean. Hey, Eric, thank you so much. We are talking tonight, and I'm going to throw this to you. Feel free to pass if you don't. But with a 4-hour commute between farms in Fairlie and Central Otago, have you got into podcasts?
I'd probably be asked to say, what is a podcast, Sarah?
That's okay. I'll have to send you through a few things. But fantastic opportunity to download them while you're on your Wi-Fi at home, and then you can listen to them offline. You don't need Wi-Fi through all of those dead zones with your Vodafone or Spark.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah's Country is a really good one to start with.
Oh, well, I'll have to start. Listen to that one, Sarah.
Oh, no, you're an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us, Eric. And you can catch Eric's piece in this week's Farmers Weekly, which is a newsmaker piece, and it is a regular section in your Farmers Weekly, which is out at the start of the week across 80,000 new rural mailboxes. This is Sarah's Country.